The Law of You, written and voiced by Governor Flo. Introduction. Welcome, beautiful soul. If you're here, it's because you've been searching for something. And this is it. You didn't come here to learn how to manifest. You came to remember. This isn't about tips, tricks, or trendy little TikTok spells. This is the law of you, the blueprint you carry, the frequency you emit, the power you forgot you had, buried beneath fear, hustle, and someone else's idea of worthiness. See, they taught you to chase, to earn, to beg the universe like a starving orphan on the steps of someone else's kingdom. But what if the kingdom was always inside you? What if you're not attracting anything? What if you're simply revealing what's already yours by remembering who you are? Because manifestation isn't magic. It's mathematics. It's frequency. It's alignment. And it begins the moment you stop asking the world for permission and start commanding your inner world like the divine architect you are. This is not another self-help audiobook. This is your initiation into the real way, the ancient way, the aligned way, the supernatural way. It's not the law of attraction. It's the law of you. And babe, when you embody that, the universe doesn't just listen, it obeys. Welcome to the law of you. Welcome home. Breathe. And let this audiobook be your sacred interruption. A soft thunder that echoes. You never had to force. You just had to remember your natural power. Welcome to the Temple of Flow. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Myth of the Magnet. It's not attraction, it's architecture. You've been told to think good thoughts. Stay high vibe. Visualize that dream house until it shows up in your driveway. So, let me ask, how's that been working out for you? Let me break it to you gently. Manifestation is not about attraction. It's about architecture. Because you don't get what you want, you get what you are. What most of the world calls manifestation is just surface-level spell work. It's glitter glue on a cracked foundation. You can't build a palace with blueprints drawn in self-doubt. You can't attract abundance if your nervous system still believes money is dangerous. And no, your vision board can't override your vibration. That's not how energy works. That's not how the ancients did it. Let's rewire the lie. The law of attraction sold you a dreamy dream. But dreams don't build themselves. You do. And you don't build them with more doing. You build them with identity alignment. Your subconscious is the silent architect of your reality. It builds based on patterns, not Pinterest boards. It builds based on beliefs, not bullet journals. Every thought you rehearse, every emotion you normalize, every story you repeat, it all codes your reality. You are the signal. Reality is the receiver. Your reticular activating system is the bouncer of your brain. It filters your experience based on what you believe is important, not what you hope for. So if you believe you're broke, overlooked, unloved, guess what? Your Raz will make sure you see evidence of that everywhere. The magic isn't in your words, it's in the wiring underneath them. You don't become a magnet by saying affirmations. You become a magnet by becoming magnetic. Your life isn't responding to your wants, it's responding to your wiring. Manifestation is not about sitting in lotus pose and begging the universe. It's about reprogramming the mind, regulating the nervous system, reclaiming your energy, rewriting the patterns beneath your prayers. It's inner coding, inner calibration, inner command. The real law of attraction? It's you learning to be the architect, not the asker. Chapter 2. The Alchemy of Alignment. The energy you be is the result you get. There's a moment Maybe it's happening now, where you realize you've been working too hard to be something you already are. You've been performing power instead of embodying it. You've been chasing alignment like it's outside of you, when alignment has always been a return. This chapter isn't about manifesting more. It's about remembering who you were before the noise, before the strategy, before the striving. Think flow over force. Alignment isn't about being perfect. It's about being plugged in. When your energy, beliefs, and nervous system are aligned, you don't have to force results. You feel them coming. You don't chase outcomes. Powerful. You collapse timelines. Because here's the sacred key. Reality doesn't respond to pressure. It responds to patterns. And the most magnetic pattern you can run? Ease. Your nervous system is your manifestation channel. You can have all the vision boards in the world, but if your body doesn't feel safe having what you're calling in, it'll reject it. The brain's reticular activating system, remember that bouncer we talked about, will keep filtering out opportunities, joy, love, wealth, because safety always wins over success in the body's hierarchy. That's not weakness. That's wiring. And the ancients knew this. That's why breath, rhythm, stillness, and ritual weren't spiritual extras. They were the prerequisites to power. Let's reframe some ancient tech. Real alignment tools. Breath. Not just for stress, but to reset your vibration. Movement. Not fitness, but frequency regulation. Stillness. As a signal of self-trust and surrender. Pleasure. As a portal to receiving. These aren't luxuries, they're codes. Codes that tell your body, it's safe to rise. It's safe to hold. It's safe to shine. Because when your nervous system trusts you, so does the quantum field. Alignment isn't a vibe, it's a voltage. And once you're calibrated, you become undeniable. Try this tonight. Sit in stillness. Inhale slowly for 4. Exhale for 8. Place one hand on your heart. Whisper this. I release the version of me that had to hustle to be seen. I now let ease carry what effort never could. This is the alchemy. You stop asking life to meet you in exhaustion and start letting life meet you in alignment. You feel that? Good, because in Chapter 3, we go deeper. We're about to expose the invisible forces that have always been in charge. Let's talk about the unseen realm and how to command the invisible. Ready? Stay in flow. Chapter 3, Commanding the Invisible. What you don't see is what's running everything. Let's begin with a sacred truth. You're not just living in a world, you're projecting one. Every thought, every emotion, every story you silently rehearse, it doesn't just sit in your head. It codes the quantum field. The unseen isn't background noise. It's the operating system. And the gag is, most people never learn how to log in. They manifest by default, not design. Let's change that. The void is alive. They told you manifestation was about asking, but the ancients knew it's about becoming. In African, Eastern, and indigenous traditions, the invisible wasn't some woo-woo mystery. It was law. It was structure. It was everything. They didn't hope their prayers would work. They expected the invisible to obey, because when your signal is clear, the field must respond. The subconscious runs 95% of your life. It's the quiet coder behind the curtain, filtering your thoughts, emotions, reactions, and yes, your manifestations. And it speaks in symbols, repetition, emotion, and identity, not logic. So if you're saying, I'm rich, but your subconscious still identifies with struggle, guess which one the quantum field responds to? And here's the kicker. The quantum doesn't respond to your goals, it responds to your identity blueprint. Who you are being is what you're creating. Stillness is power. Let's talk about something radical in today's hustle culture. Silence, stillness, doing nothing, on purpose, not out of laziness, but out of dominance. Because when you truly know who you are and how energy works, you don't react, you command. You don't chase, you shift frequency. You don't pray out of desperation, you align and let it materialize. Stillness is where you meet the field with clean energy. It's where doubt dies and embodiment begins. The void is not empty, it's pregnant with potential. Meet it like a master, not a beggar. Let's name some of the invisible scripts that have you stuck. It always has to be hard. Nothing ever works out for me. If I slow down, I'll lose everything. I have to earn love, money, success. These aren't just beliefs, they're commands to the field. So let's flip them. I let it be easy. The universe is obsessed with blessing me. The quieter I get, the clearer life moves. I'm inherently worthy of more than enough. Say these slowly, say them often. You're not lying to yourself, you're rewriting the code. Sit in silence, set a timer for 7 minutes. Repeat internally, I command peace, I command overflow, I command alignment, and I trust it to come. No begging, no asking, just a sovereign tone. Let your voice sound like someone who knows, because you do. You've learned how to align. You've started commanding the invisible. Now in Chapter 4, we tap into the quantum shortcut, the art of timeline jumping, lazy leaping, and effortless expansion. No more forcing. You ready to skip the struggle? Let's flow. Chapter 4, Leaping Timelines. Everything is energy, not effort. Let me be real with you. You have never been slow. You were misaligned. You weren't behind. You were busy believing lies about time, struggle, and worthiness. This chapter is about leaping timelines, not by doing more, but by becoming more aligned with the version of you that already has it. The real secret? Success doesn't take time. It takes a signal. The science of skipping steps. The quantum field doesn't run on linear time. It runs on resonance. You don't manifest by building ladders. You manifest by collapsing timelines. How? By changing your emotional frequency, your self-concept, and the inner environment you carry. That's what makes things move fast. That's what brings the email, the call, the opportunity, the idea. That's what makes reality rearrange for you. You're not working harder, you're vibrating smarter. The difference between action and alignment. You can take 100 steps in misalignment and go nowhere, or take one aligned move and leap lifetimes. Because aligned laziness isn't chaos, it's precision. It's knowing, I don't need to run, I need to resonate. It's tuning your nervous system to peace, clarity, and safety, and letting that do the heavy lifting. It's drinking tea and collapsing a 6-figure month. It's dancing barefoot in your kitchen and calling in a soulmate. It's journaling by candlelight and clearing ancestral trauma. This is lazy leaping. You're not skipping the work, you're skipping the waste. A client who stopped grinding on social media took a 2-week break to recalibrate and landed a book deal in her inbox. A man who quit overthinking started meditating 10 minutes a day and walked into a business meeting that changed his life. A woman who decided to just feel good for 30 days, no more fixing, and attracted the healthiest relationship she's ever had. None of these people forced anything. They stopped striving, they got still, they flowed, and life moved to meet them. You're not behind, you're in rehearsal. The moment you align, the curtain rises. If your future self has the thing, how would they feel right now? Would they be anxious? Would they be grinding? Or would they be present, grounded, open, and deeply lazy with purpose? Start embodying that frequency now. Teach your body that you arrived by talking, walking, and doing everything like your dream self would. And when you open your eyes, you will be living in your purpose. You're not attracting from lack, you're calling from the truth. Close your eyes. Imagine your desired reality already here. Don't see it from afar, feel it from within. Breathe into that version of you. Ask, what's one thing I can release today to become this now? Then do it, gently, with love. Because quantum leaping is less about speed and more about slipping into the signal. Next chapter? Let's go ancestral. Let's get sacred. You're not just manifesting, you're remembering how to create, like the ancients. Chapter 5. Manifestation as memory is calling. Rituals, rhythms, water, sound, the old ways, reawakened. Let's flow. Chapter 5. Manifestation as memory. You're not learning how to manifest, you're remembering how. Before the book The Secret, before vision boards, before we ever called it manifestation, there were the ancients. They didn't call it law of attraction. They called it being in rhythm with life. They knew something we forgot. Creation is a ceremony, not a chore. It wasn't wishful thinking. It was energetic precision. The body, the breath, the sound, the water. Everything was an instrument. Everything was a portal. So let's go there. Let's remember. There are codes in your blood, in your bones, in your breath. You're not learning how to manifest. You're waking up a muscle memory so ancient, it doesn't speak English, it speaks frequency. The reason manifestation feels hard? It's because we've been trained to use the wrong tools. We try to think it into being, force it into being, hustle it into being. But your soul knows that manifestation is a returning. Ancient methods of manifestation. Number 1. Water rituals. Indigenous and African traditions treated water as a transmitter. They spoke into it, sang over it. Why? Because water holds memory. Your body is 70% water. So what you speak over it, it reprograms your system. Modern application. Speak intentions over your glass before drinking. Bless your shower. Write desires and submerge them in moon water. Number 2. Sound and rhythm. Drums, mantras, breath patterns. Ancients altered their state to match their vision. Because the rhythm of your breath is the rhythm of your reality. Modern application. Use music to shift your energy. Practice breath work. Speak your manifestations out loud. Let your voice vibrate it into the field. Number 3. Sacred rest, also known as strategic laziness. The rest wasn't avoidance. It was reception. It was a way of allowing the vision to arrive. Modern application. Replace overworking with trance. Lay down. Let it come to you. Create space. Trust the pull. Secret practices. Let's break the internet real quick. Mirror portals. Speak directly to your reflection while holding the vision, not affirmations, declarations. You already are. You already have. You already know. Sigil crafting. Turn your desire into a symbol. Charge it with intention. Place it where your subconscious will see it daily. Dream walking. Use the space between sleep and wake to script your reality. That's where your subconscious is most programmable. Morning transcripting. Before your mind wakes up fully, speak into your day. Let the future speak through you. You don't need more knowledge. You need more remembrance. Because your great-great-grandmother and grandfather already knew this magic. It lives in you. It flows in you. Tonight, don't just scroll. Turn off the noise. Light a candle. Get quiet. Then ask, what ancient part of me is ready to return? Maybe it's the healer, the seer, the sovereign, the silent builder who doesn't need applause to manifest a masterpiece. Whatever it is, call it forward, because this isn't New Age magic. It's old soul remembering. Chapter 6. The Hex. They didn't give you a dream, they gave you a treadmill. Let's rip this one wide open. In today's society, the hustle isn't holy. The hustle is the hex. It's the most seductive lie ever sold. Dress it up in motivation, wrap it in productivity, stamp it with capitalism and call it grind culture. And suddenly, you're working 14-hour days and still wondering why the mansion didn't manifest. Let me say this loud enough for your shadow to hear. Manifestation doesn't come from effort. It comes from energetic precision. You must become the energetic match for the frequency you desire. We've been taught that rest is laziness, that ease is weakness. But here's a secret they don't print in Forbes. The most magnetic people on earth are the ones doing less and receiving more. Let's get psychological. Do you want to know what happens in your nervous system when you're constantly grinding? Cortisol, hypervigilance, creativity shut down, manifestation blocked. Why? Because your brain can't create while it's in survival mode. That's neuroscience, babe. When you're in constant stress, your reticular activating system filters the world through fear, not flow. You don't see opportunity, you see obstacles. You see a grizzly bear. You don't attract solutions, you repeat struggle loops and attract more grizzly bears. It's not your fault, it's your programming. But now we rewire. Let's talk about the lie they sold us, that hard work pays off. Really? Because there are janitors working harder than CEOs. There are single moms pulling 80-hour weeks with zero backup. There are factory workers whose sweat could fill oceans and they're still underpaid. Meanwhile, people on yachts are meditating, journaling, and setting intentions. Let's call it. Hard work doesn't pay. Powerful alignment does. You were not born to be a productivity robot. You were not born to deserve abundance through suffering. You were not born to trade your soul for a salary and call it success. Let's stamp this in our memory. You don't earn flow, you remember it. You don't chase destiny, you embody it. You don't need more hustle, you need more healing. And you know what's wild? The wealthiest, most magnetic, most tapped in people, they're not doing more, they're being more calm, more grounded, more trusting. And self-trust is the highest frequency in flow. Your worth is not in your work ethic, it's in your waveform. Grind doesn't build empires, frequency does. Rest is not retreat, it's realignment. The hustle is the hex, burn it. Remember these quotes, wear them on your heart every day. So here's your permission slip. Log out. Lay down. Let the universe meet you. Because the less you force, the more you feel. And when you feel it fully, you become the damn portal. Chapter 7. Flow Codes of a Master Manifester. Reality doesn't respond to begging. It mirrors embodiment. Welcome to the chamber where creators are crowned. This is where the game changes from wishing to wiring, from hoping to holding. Because the real ones, they don't just want it, they become it. This is identity alchemy. Manifestation is a mirror. Let me break it down. You don't attract what you say you want. You attract what your nervous system believes is safe. This is why you can script affirmations till your hand cramps. But if your subconscious is still in survival mode, it will block the very thing you crave. Here's the unlock. Manifestation isn't about asking, it's about attuning. The field listens to your frequency, not your fear. Let's talk real science, real spirit. Your reticular activating system filters reality based on your identity. It doesn't show you what you want, it shows you what matches your current self-image. So if deep down your identity is, I'm broke, I'm overlooked, I'm not ready, that's the radio signal your energy sends out. And the field? It mirrors exactly that. But when your identity becomes, I am the source, I am the signal, I am safe receiving more, reality rushes to deliver it. The flow codes, your embodied keys. Safety is magnetic. When your body feels safe, your energy becomes a beacon, not desperate, not needy, just tuned. Softness is strategy. Let go of pushing. Start receiving through rest, pleasure, and emotional congruence. Emotional mastery over vision boards. If your nervous system freaks out every time something good comes in, you'll sabotage it subconsciously. Learn to hold joy, peace, abundance, without guilt, without shrinkage. Signal over struggle. The highest paid people on earth are the ones who rest deeply, decide quickly, speak clearly, move with energy, not effort. Be that. Practical application lets rewire in real time. Daily flow rituals. Morning transcripting. Speak to yourself from your future self. Afternoon flow altar. Light a candle. Say your signal. Breathe it in. Evening. Mirror portals. Lock eyes. Affirm your truth. Sleep. Quantum drift. Let your dream state rehearse the new you. Script this. I no longer code for lack. I signal for overflow. My body is the magnet. My peace is the portal. And my reality, it's catching up to me fast. Let's flip the world. You don't get rich by working harder. You get rich by becoming someone reality can't ignore. You don't get love by begging for it. You get love by being someone who radiates wholeness. You don't manifest a life. You download one. Rest is not laziness. It's leadership. Stillness is not weakness. It's strategy. Desire is not greed. It's divine GPS. Flow is not some cute trend. Flow is the original code. And you're the most important part of it all. Chapter 8. The Law of You. You are not the observer. You are the origin. Let's go deeper. Beyond the vision boards, beyond the scripting, beyond all the trending manifestation talk that left your soul still hungry. Because here's the sacred truth the ancients knew. You are not a seeker. You are the treasure. You are not hoping to attract something outside of you. You are the frequency that forms it all. You are not a passive passenger in this world. You are the pulse, the pattern, the projector and the reflection, a walking atom charged with divine intention, alive with infinite potential, so powerful that your emotions shift time, your thoughts sculpt matter, and your beliefs bend reality into form. You are not the clay, you are the potter's hand. The law of you is ancient. It predates every book, every teacher, every so-called method. Before religion, before science, before systems, there was you, the creator in human skin. The magic isn't in what you do. The magic is in what you are. And when you sit in alignment, when you breathe into ease, when you speak from knowing, the universe doesn't just listen, it adjusts. Reality reshapes itself to match your signal, not because you're forcing, but because you're fused with it. You are the thought before the form, the word before the book, the spark before the spell. You're not trying to manifest. You are remembering that you are manifestation itself. So what now? Now you move through life differently. You speak with clarity. You rest with certainty. You command without control. You radiate with no need to prove. You walk as a sovereign force field of frequency, not looking to receive power, but remembering you have always been it. And every step you take from here is not toward your destiny, it's a step as your destiny. Pause. Breathe. Feel that? That's your field adjusting, your truth humming. You're remembering the law of you completely. You are the law. You are the attraction. You are the secret. This has been Temple of Flow, written and voiced by Governor Flow. Ancient truths, modern magic. Stay in flow with purpose. Governor Flow.